Anti-cortisol foods. High degrees of cortisol can purpose ulcers, diabetes, and stretch marks, in addition to reduced bone density, which is a primary purpose of osteoporosis. Symptoms of excessive cortisol. The signs of excessive cortisol degrees vary. And boom, irritability. This is due to the fact cortisol influences the synthesis of dopamine and serotonin. It seems that cortisol synthesis is maximum withinside the early morning whilst you want to awaken and live lively and alert. High cortisol degrees withinside the morning could make you experience worn out and bored at an identical time. Weight advantage is gradual, due to the fact cortisol now no longer most effective stimulates appetite. It additionally will increase the preference to eat. High hormone degrees can purpose skin dehydration, which could result in untimely wrinkling and aging. High degrees of cortisol due to regular pressure can enhance blood strain and boom the hazard of coronary heart disease. I know. Cortisol takes a look at the cortisol to take a look at is used to degree your blood degrees. Blood samples are normally taken 2 times withinside the morning and night due to the fact the values are different. In maximum cases, this takes a look at is used to diagnose issues with the pituitary gland or adrenal glands. You ought to be prepared. For this reason, you ought to keep away from bodily exercising the day earlier than the take a look at and 1/2 an hour earlier than the take a look at. Taking positive medicines can extrude the results. Therefore, in case you are taking pills, please inform your doctor. This takes a look at ought to now no longer be accomplished after intellectual or bodily pressure all through being pregnant or hypoglycemia even as taking positive medicines. Deviations from norms can be associated with positive sicknesses and issues. High degrees can be associated with kidney, liver, obesity, depression, and hyperthyroidism. The maximum, not unusual place purpose is Cushing syndrome. Low cortisol degrees can be due to visceral bleeding or Addison's disease. Corrosion control. Avoiding excessive degrees of cortisol is a crucial requirement for proper health. In order to keep away from poor consequences, all and sundry ought to try and abide via way of means of a few fundamental rules. The first step is to lessen pressure as plenty as possible. This is the principal purpose of excessive cortisol degrees and wishes to be adjusted. Good sleep may be very crucial, and immoderate exercising ought to get replaced via way of means of a slight diet. They ought to be avoided, and the meals ought to be of proper first class and complete. Reduce the consumption of espresso and power beverages to keep away from smoking.